come on in here. Yes, come on in here. Let me pin this comment. As you are coming in, drop a money bag in the chat. Drop a money bag in the chat, y'all. As you are coming in here. What's up? Hi, Ryan. Hey, y'all. Drop a money bag in the chat. Let me not talk too loud because the baby is sleeping. And I do want the baby to stay asleep, at least until we finish this live. Thank y'all. Drop a money bag in the chat. Drop a money bag in the chat. I'm doing so good, Ryan. You gotta text me. You gotta text me. Yes, I see the money bag. So y'all, let's talk about how you are going to leverage other people's money to generate passive income. Now, I want to set some context, okay? So we know that, the stock market has been doing some crazy things. And I know that there's a whole bunch of fear. Everyone's throwing around the word recession, the world's about to end, crash, da-da-da. Listen, I believe in God. So I'm like, yes, there are crazy things happening in the market, but don't let this fear keep you out of your fortune. Because one thing the media is going to do, and one thing that the corporations who fuel the media are going to do, is make you think it's the end of the world so that you don't pay attention to how billionaires, wealthy people, large corporations, and everybody else are still making money and still will continue to make money even with this fluctuation in the market. Okay, so shout out to God, because listen, y'all are not about to have us out here terrified, running around in circles, feeling like the whole world is about to end. Because at the end of the day, we still have God. And until God says it's over, the game is not over yet. All right, so let's talk about what's really going on and how you are going to strategically leverage OPM, right? So this is funding. This is also investments, right? This is accessing money that isn't your own cash flow and your own capital to play the game smarter and generate passive income. So one thing I want you guys to understand, that Jeff Bezos, Warren Buffett, Elon Musk, me, okay, many people who have access to is becoming your own bank. Okay, so I teach you guys how to secure funding through your business, building business credit, getting loans, and etc. But I also want you to pay attention and understand how you can skip that entire line and be your own bank. Comment "be my own bank" in the chat. Okay, let me turn on my light. Comment "be my own bank" in the chat. Right, shout out to God. Comment "be my own bank" in the chat. Okay, now let me put y'all on to something. Okay, so yes, securing funding through your business. Yes, getting business loans. Yes, getting capital. But I also want you to understand that one of the ways that you become your own bank is by borrowing against the value of your assets. So you may not know this, but if you do, Jeff Bezos, right, a lot of wealthy people barely pay any type of taxes. Why? Because they do not pay themselves a salary. Okay, so their investments in real estate, in the stock market, whatever the case is. See, what I want you to understand is, even with what is happening right now, people are not selling their investments. If they are, they're selling them just to buy it right back. Why? because of the fact that you can borrow against the value of your portfolio. And guess what? A loan cannot be taxed. So Jeff Bezos pays himself, I think, $1 salary as, the CEO or whatever of Amazon. But all of the value of his assets, he can borrow against the value of those assets, get $100 million loan, which cannot be taxed, use the loan to purchase assets, real estate, yachts, I don't know what, he's buying, boats, airplanes, all these different types of assets. And when you pay your loans back, your interest that you pay is actually a tax deduction. So you're borrowing against the value of the asset and essentially getting access to free cash that you don't have to pay taxes on, using that free cash to purchase assets, cars, houses, etc., that then are going to go and generate more passive income for you. And then you can still borrow against the value of those assets that you purchased, like real estate. Okay, now let's look at this on an even more accessible scale, right? Because we know that Jeff Bezos is a billionaire. But here's how someone like you can make this same strategy happen. So I want you guys to understand an investment account called M1 Finance, okay? M1 Finance is a generic investment account that you can open. I have accounts there. Previous students from the Financial Freedom Summit have opened accounts there. And let me give you just a brief on what this looks like. So you open up an investment account. Even if you're someone who doesn't understand stocks fully, the best thing that you can do is get general index funds. Index funds are a great safe investment. They are generally going to perform well every single year, and they always perform well year over year. You can look this up online. So let's say that you get a $20,000 business loan, okay? Now, I'm always going to tell you that taking cash and putting it in a position to operate as credit is the best thing that you can do with your money, okay? So let's say you get a $20,000 business loan, or you have $20,000 that you have access to. You're going to invest this money into an M1 account or similar brokerage account. And with these types of accounts, you can borrow up to 50% of the value of your account almost immediately. So you put $20,000 into your investment account, either that you got from a loan or maybe you had $20,000 in savings. Now you're able to borrow up to $10,000 from that account. And guess what? That's a loan. So it's tax free. You didn't sell $10,000 of investments. You borrowed against it. And here's what's happening. Even when you borrow, yes, even when you borrow this $10,000 from your investment account value, that $20,000 that you initially put in there is still growing as if nothing was ever taken from it. Are y'all picking up what I'm putting down? So you've borrowed $10,000, but the $20,000 is still in your investment account earning returns, continuing to build, continuing to grow, as if the $10,000 was never taken from it. So you got $10,000 essentially in tax-free money, while the $20,000 is still earning returns. Still earning returns. So now you take this $10,000, you go purchase a car that you're going to start renting out to generate passive income. You go purchase some vending machines that you're going to place to start earning passive income. You go and put this $10,000 down on a property to start earning passive income. Now, when you start to pay back that $10,000, the interest that you are paying on that loan is tax deductible. And so let's say you go ahead and pay all that $10,000 back. You've gotten your assets. Your car that you bought is making passive income. The vending machines that you bought are making passive income. If you use that $10,000 to start an Airbnb, it's making you passive income. Let's say you used it for a down payment on a property in St. Louis or Akron, Ohio, where real estate is very cheap. That's making you passive income. So now you've paid that $10,000 back. Your original investment account is still growing. That $20,000 is still growing. And you say, you know what? I want to do it again. Comment, rinse, and repeat in the chat. You say, you know what? I want to go get another car to rent out for passive income. I want to go get a couple more vending machines. I want to see if I can start another Airbnb. I need that $10,000 again, right? So what are you going to do? You rinse and repeat the process. You borrow against the value of that investment portfolio, that $10,000 again, and you're able to go and run the same play. Now, in any part of this, did you have to wait for a lender to tell you yes or no? Did you have to have your personal credit score checked? Did you have to pay any type of taxes on this $10,000 that you borrowed? Are y'all picking up what I'm putting down? So look at it in the case of if you secured a business loan, right? Now, your first mind is, oh, I got this business loan. Let me go spend it all up front. Right? Consider how you could take that business loan, invest it, borrow against the investment to have access to that capital. Now you have essentially allowed your money to do several different jobs. You got the loan, invested some of the money, borrowed against the value of that portfolio to have access to the capital that you need, use that capital to purchase some income producing assets. Those assets start making you money. You pay the money back to your investment account, and then you go back and you borrow it again. I need y'all to understand, you do not need to be afraid of anything, because there are so many ways to navigate and to still have access to financial freedom. There are so many ways. So, me, right? When I'm thinking about the next things I want to purchase, right now I'm looking at a duplex. You guys know we just bought some more cars for the transportation business my husband and I do in Senegal. Right? When I'm looking at what I'm going to do next, yes, the option is, and I'm always going to teach you guys how to go get a loan from a lender, business credit, business funding. But thinking early in advance about diversifying, because that's one option, but you can also go to yourself, to your investment account and say, let me just borrow $5,000 from myself, tax-free, use that to get X, Y, and Z that I need, start to pay that back. And once I replenish what I borrowed, I'll just borrow again to take on the next asset. Are y'all picking up what I'm putting down? Comment got it if you got it. Now, I don't want this to go too far over your head, because I know, we're on live. Now, we're going to dive into this in great detail in the summit, okay, when we spend 6 days together. But I'm just like, I want you guys to see what is possible. So with all these headlines, fear, recession, everything, and it's not to mean that the financial status isn't on shaky ground. Yes, crazy things are happening with the world economy, but does it mean that you have no options? Absolutely not. You absolutely have options. And here's one way that you can position yourself to always be able to get access to the funds that you need. So even when I saw these, huge dips in the stock market, losing all this money, I didn't sell any of my investments, because I know that my real estate is in place, the index funds I have are in place, and if ever there comes a time where we're going to need access to cash to either run the next play, you're going to borrow against the value of your assets the same way Elon does, the same way Jeff does, the same way they all do, to be able to get yourself in position. Okay, so let's look at how you're going to do this with the passive income streams I want you to start generating, right? So you guys know, every time you start making money, every time you get access to money, either in the form of a loan, etc., you always need to give that money a job. You have to flip that bag. Okay, I want you to comment flip the bag in the chat. Get the bag, split the bag, and flip the bag. Okay, if you know, you know. You know. Y'all know. I've been talking to you about getting the bag, split the bag, flip the bag for so long. Right, she said nobody teaches this. I'm trying to tell you, and here's the funny thing, you know, sometimes people will try to make you think that you have to be a part of some large $50,000 program to learn this information, these, you know, wealth strategies. And my thing is this, all that does is continue to widen the gap, right? And for our community specifically, there's already so many years that have passed with us not having access to information regarding how to build wealth, how to invest, how to save on taxes, how to leverage the tax code to our advantage. We've already missed out on hundreds of years of this information due to institutional racism. So myself, as a Black woman who has changed my life by learning these strategies, why would it make sense to put this information behind another barrier of, you know, thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars to the people in my community who need it? That don't make no sense, at least not to me. At least not to me. It's already been hard enough. Okay, you know, it doesn't, we don't need another trying to afford some information that has literally been shared in country clubs by our white counterparts for generations. So why should we put it behind a $45,000 paywall? Make that make sense, because I'm just trying to figure it out. So let us dive in, right? Now, when you are thinking about your money always doing a job, right? So this is every time you earn money, a portion of it, a percentage of it should go to do some work for you to make you more money. Now, I've taught you guys about the different bank accounts you need to have, but the goal is every time you earn money in your business, think about setting aside 10 to 15% of it into an investments account, right? Now, this just means setting aside 10 to 15% of what you make to go put it into a flip the bag opportunity where that money can go and make you more money. Now, that may not be something you can do right now. Maybe you can only do 5%, but the goal is to take always a portion of what you earn, put it to the side so it can start doing a job for you of going out and earning more money. Every single dollar that you come into contact with, your goal should be, to have it do a job. So we talked about borrowing against the value of your assets, right? Now, before we get to that level where you actually have assets to borrow against, let's talk about getting the funding and flipping the bag from there. So let's say you get a $10,000 business credit card or a $20,000 loan or a $25,000, line of credit, right? Now, one thing that I want you to understand, when you get access to a loan specifically, the best thing that you should do is set aside a portion of that loan to pay back the loan. Okay, this is the first step. This is getting the bag. So when you get the bag, you need to set aside a portion of that loan to cover the payments of the loan. And if I'm a person, I don't like making monthly payments. This is why the real estate that I have, I bought it in cash because I don't want to try to remember about paying somebody back. I'd rather just be done with it, and that's it. So when you secure this $25,000 loan, let's say, you are going to set aside at least 1 year's worth of payments, leave it in the account, and set it up on auto pay. So the $25,000 that you get, how much is your monthly payment? Calculate 12 times that monthly amount, leave that in the account, set it on auto pay, and now you don't have to worry about your loan for an entire year. Okay, use the loan to pay back the loan. Now you've bought yourself a year's worth of time to use the rest of the money in that loan to your advantage. So for easy numbers, let's say you get a $25,000 loan, $5,000 you put on the side, and you use that to pay back the loan for that first year. So you've got $20,000 left because you left $5,000 to pay back a year's worth of payments, okay? So now you've got $20,000 to work with. Now the next step is to split the bag, okay? Split the bag. So a portion of that remaining amount, in this case $20,000, you're going to use towards your actual business. Okay, so if you've got a consulting business, you're an esthetician, you've got a location, whatever it is, you're going to use about 50% or whatever you need to actually cover things in your business, because you still want your business to grow. You still want to invest in your business to have more success, right? And so you do need to set aside some for that business. Now, the other 50% from when you split the bag, right? That is what you're going to use to flip the bag, okay? That's what we're going to flip. Now, the reason why this is so important is because every time you have an opportunity to access capital, you have to use that capital to help you build your wealth. You have to use that capital to acquire some sort of asset that can make you money regardless of your business, right? So we know that you're working on your business. Yes, girl, let's get it. On the other end, you also need to make sure that you are leveraging a portion of those funds to buy you assets that can make you money even when you're not paying attention to it. So this is why we flip the bag. So $10,000, right? Now you might be thinking, well, Ellie, what kind of business can I start with $10,000? Or what kind of asset can I get with $10,000? How can I use this money to make more money, right? And there's a couple ways. And these do not have to be challenging, stressful, or expensive, okay? There's just so many. All right, so let's do one of my favorite ones, okay? Now, the first car I bought back in 2020 after I got divorced when I was living at my mom's house was a 2008 Audi. I got it for $7,000 off of Facebook Marketplace. After I started my business and I started to make money, I got my Escalade. Her name is Ebony. I put my Audi on Turo. Okay? So that was my first opportunity to see, wait a minute. You don't need a lot of money to buy intelligent assets that can make you passive income, right? That Audi made me at least $2,300, $2,500 a month for about a year. A car that I bought for $7,000. So stay with me. Let's go to cars.com and, go ahead and comment. Let's manifest, okay? Let's go ahead and comment. What kind of car would you love to buy in your business name? Like, what's a dream car, okay? And I'm on here on cars.com. We are going to choose Boom, a car. What's the dream cars, y'all? Because not only are you able to do this with an economy price car, but you're also going to do this with a luxury car. And we're going to break this down. So, okay, I see you guys. Yes, always a Range Rover. I feel like that's my next car too. It's such a pretty car. G-Wagon, Audi. All right, so our budget is $10,000. $10,000 to get an economy car that we know we're strategically going to make available on platforms like Turo, Hire Car, and etc. for people who don't have consistent access to transportation to be able to use this car to either get to work, to do Uber, to do Lyft, whatever the case is. Now, the reason why, even though I rent out my G-Wagon and my Escalade, these luxury cars, the reason why I will still always be in the economy car rental industry is because if you look at the demographics, 85% of people are earning less than $100,000, right, in the US. Meaning 85% of people are on a budget, right? So a luxury car is renting for $500 a day, $800 a day, but that's not necessarily the market that 85% of people can afford. Now, luxury cars make money, yes, but I want you to see how getting an economy car and making these available for $50 a day, $70 a day, is still going to have you booked and busy generating passive income because 85% of the market can afford that price. So you've got to have both in your portfolio, okay? So boom, we're on cars.com. We've set our budget to $10,000. Now, I want you guys to understand that on platforms like Turo and Hire Car, the most popular vehicles are usually Jeeps. The C-Class Mercedes is popular. The nice body style Hyundai is popular. Actually, let me put Hyundai in here and let's see what we were working with. Boom. Okay. So our budget is $10K. So we've got an option here for $8,900. We've got this option for $9,000. We've got an SUV for $9,000. We've got this here also for $9,000. Here, this is for $6,500. Okay, so we've got options. Now, remember, right? Here's a good one too. Remember, you have this $10,000. So you are in position to negotiate an even lower price for these cars to go ahead and purchase this in cash, right? So we get our Hyundai or our Jeep or whatever car you're going to end up choosing for this $10K. Now you can buy it in cash. You can also use a portion of it as a down payment if you want to get a little bit of a nicer car. Either way, whatever payments you end up making are going to be covered by how much your car ends up earning on a monthly basis. So now let's break out our calculator. We've purchased the car. I want you to consider your insurance costs, maybe going to be $100 to $200 a month, just depending on the state that you live in. Also on the platforms, Turo, you're going to enroll in their insurance that they provide you so that you have extra protection. So that's going to be a little bit of a cost as well. But all of these costs will be covered by what your car ends up making on a monthly basis. So we've got our car for $8,000, whatever, $9,000. And on these platforms, we're going to rent it out for $60 a day, which is a very low price. Okay, you can honestly rent it out for higher than this, but just so that we're setting reasonable expectations, you're going to rent this out for $60 a day. 60 times, let's say 28 days out of the month, you're looking at $1,600 passively from this income producing asset. Now let's keep doing the math. And for easy math, let's call it $1,500 because of the bills that you have to pay, okay? So now $1,500 coming in monthly times 12 Over the course of this year, $18,000 you're earning from this one vehicle. Let's do the math. We purchased this car for less than $10,000. You're earning $18,000 on it. So you've already almost doubled what you spent on it in terms of what you're making back. And let's go all the way back to our original loan. Our original loan was for $25,000. What did we do at the beginning? We set aside $5,000 to cover the payments for an entire year. So by the end of this year, we still haven't had to make any payments on our loan, and we're up $18,000 from an original loan that we took out of $25,000. It's giving win. Comment a win is a win in the chat, okay? Comment a win is a win in the chat. Now, I'm giving you all these numbers on a very high level, right? Yes, you're going to have gas. Sometimes you're going to have to fix something in the car because someone does something crazy, right? So there's always going to be little costs that come up. But on an overall basis, you can see the trajectory here. Leverage funding to purchase an asset that ends up making you more than you originally invested in the first place. So by the end of year one, we're up to $18,000 off of one vehicle. Now, what would Ellie do? Okay, right? Ask yourself, what would Ellie do? I'm going to put that $18,000 back in, and we're going to rinse and repeat, right? We're going to rinse and repeat. Because remember, we still used a portion of that original loan to work on our actual business. So, God willing, our actual business is working, right? This $18,000 that we made with this car is just extra. This is just extra money, right? Because our business is still doing what it has to do. We're focused on our business. So now we have $18,000 to play with. So now, right, let's go back to cars.com. And let's say, you know what, let's try to get a secondary car, still in the economy market, but a little bit nicer, right? So let's go for a Mercedes. Let's up our budget to $18,000. And let's look at our options. So, ooh, yes, we've got a $14,000 C-Class. I told y'all that's one of the most popular cars on Turo. Okay, we got a $17,000 Mercedes, a GLE per. Okay, a little, vintage situation going on here. That would probably rent very well. Here we have another C-Class, $13,000. And it's a convertible, a two-door. Okay. Here we have a $19,000 2018. Okay. Now remember, you're going back with your $18,000 roughly in position to buy in cash where possible. So now we go get a second car, a little bit nicer, but still in the economy market. Let's say that this second car, because it's a better quality, we can rent it out for $80 a day, $80 or $85. So, 80 times 28 days out of the month, $2,200. So we've got our first car that we got for the $10K. We've got our next car because we rinsed and repeat and we went and got another income producing asset that's earning us $2,000, right? Let's take off a little bit for expenses. You're making $2,200, but maybe you have $200 or so in expenses, so $2,000. Now let's do the math. Car one earns us $1,500 a month, roughly. Car two earns us $2,000 a month, roughly. So that's $3,500 times 12. It's $42,000. $42,000. And if I remember correctly, how much was our original loan from the bank? $25,000. In year 2, we've just now started to make our payments back because we covered 1 year of payments at the beginning. And now by the end of year 2, you're already up $40,000 because you initially leveraged $10,000 to buy the car, which is producing income for you. Like, do y'all just see how possible this is? Like, I get so excited when I can teach you guys this stuff because they have always tried to make us feel like, becoming unstuck is impossible, or that, getting out of being broke is impossible, right? They've always tried to make us think that if you are in a financially difficult situation, that's just where you're going to stay. Right? And that's not the case. Because when you have a clear strategy and you look at money differently, right? So much of the time we see money as, oh my God, this is just, I need it. I have to work so hard for it. This is what's going to save my life. And yes, money is valuable, but you and your brain are more valuable than money. Because when you put money in position, I want you to comment 2 words for me in the chat. Comment in position. When you put money in position, when you put yourself in position to receive profit, to receive opportunities, you will see that money's going to go and do what money does, and that is go set you up to make more money. $10,000 can do a whole lot for you. $5,000 can do a whole lot. $1,000 can do a whole lot. And that's exactly why when we spend these 6 days together in the summit, you're going to lose your mind. Okay? You're going to lose your mind. Because if I can show you how to do this in 30 minutes, I don't know how long you've been out here, 30 minutes, 45 minutes. Imagine when we spend 6 days together. Are y'all seeing the vision? Comment, I can see it in the chat if you can see it. Comment, I can see it if you can see it. And this is just one way to do this. This is just one way to do this, right? So you guys know I rent out my G-Wagon. I rent out my Escalade, partly because I'm here in Senegal, but they're generating $20,000 in passive income for me on a pretty consistent basis, monthly. Now, as you can see, you can start off buying $10,000, $15,000 cars, and by continuing to rinse and repeat the process, absolutely get the Range Rover and run the same strategy. Absolutely get the G-Wagon and run the same strategy, right? So don't let people make you feel like wanting to get a G-Wagon is wanting liabilities. No, because a car like that or a nice car is only a liability if you don't have a strategy. It's only a liability if all you literally want to do is take pictures with it for Snapchat. Then yes, maybe it's a liability. But if you have a strategy as to why you're putting yourself in position to get this luxury car in the first place, because you've calculated that with the right market, this car can make you at minimum $10,000 per month, that's no longer a liability. That's an asset. Because you have a plan to justify and accommodate your purchase of this. When I got my G-Wagon, y'all, quick story. In 2021, I feel like that was the end of 2021. Originally, I really was not interested in the car, but I needed a tax write-off, okay? I made a lot of millions in 2021. That was my first year in business, and I was terrified of a huge tax bill. So using section 179 of the tax code, when you purchase vehicles that are over 6,000 pounds, you are able to deduct the value of that vehicle from your total taxable income. So my G-Wagon moolah was $321,000, something like that in 2021. When I purchased that car, I was able to deduct $321,000 based off of the depreciation from that vehicle off of my taxable income. So immediately that became an asset to me. And then beyond that, once I was able to start renting out the car, not only was I able to continue gathering and taking the depreciation, but now the car is also making money. So understand, right? I'm not telling you to go buy a G-Wagon at the end of this year. That's not the point, right? Especially if that doesn't make sense for you. But strategically looking at what type of car to get based on your income, based on the tax write-off that you can get, and based off the type of passive income you want to generate is how you can start making decisions from an asset point of view versus a liability point of view. Are y'all picking up what I'm putting down right now? That's the difference. So now, right, I want, when you guys come to this summit, I want that when you see $1,000, you see opportunity. When you have the opportunity to get a $5,000 loan, you see opportunity. When you have the opportunity to get a $20,000 credit line or credit card, you see opportunity, right? Because this $10,000 in this example, we used it to buy a car, but you can also use it to get vending machines. You can also use it to start an online digital product business and use a portion of the money in that loan to run ads on Etsy or on Amazon. You can also use it to create merchandise using Printify. And again, use a portion of those funds to run ads to get yourself some sales. So many different ways that you can use $5,000, $10,000, $20,000 of capital, not your own money, of OPM to generate income for you that will start to change your life. I want y'all to comment "never broke again" in the chat. Okay, because it's giving never broke again. I made a promise to myself around early 2022. Because even after I made my first 7 figures in my business, I was terrified that I was going to end up back on EBT. I was terrified that I was going to end up back broke at my mom's house, you know, driving Postmates. I was so terrified. But I made a commitment to myself at the beginning of 2022, around the time I hired my first financial advisor. I said, "Ellie, you will never be broke again. God willing, you will never be broke again. Let this fear go. You are going to give this money a job." I bought 3 houses in cash that year because I said, I'm not playing with y'all. I'm not playing with myself. I'm not playing. And that's the same energy I have for y'all. I'm not playing with you. Respectfully, you are never going to be broke again. I'm here to get you all the way together. Okay, it's time to get to work. It's time to get to work. You are going to strategically position yourself to make money in different ways. Online, with passive income, real estate, if that's one of your goals, Airbnb, getting into the opportunity to buy businesses. And I want you guys to see, right, even now, me living in Senegal, West Africa, passive income will work for you anywhere. It will follow you anywhere. You will be able to make money anywhere. And that's the type of freedom that we're talking about, right? So not only do we want financial freedom, we want time freedom. We want location freedom. We want decision freedom, right? If you have 1 or 2 cars that are earning you $3,000 a month passively, for many of y'all, $3,000 a month will cover rent, will cover groceries, will cover unexpected expenses. $3,000 a month is some people's salary. So you're going to put yourself in position to earn that passively, following the steps I just gave you. That's freedom. Financial freedom, time freedom, Location freedom, so you could go anywhere. Decision freedom, the freedom to be able to decide, what are you doing today? Who do you want to talk to? No, you don't have to stay in that relationship anymore, because now you can afford to leave. You can afford to make decisions that serve you and don't serve anybody else. You can afford to make decisions that benefit yourself and your children, right? This is the real deal. That's why I said earlier, I can't understand making certain information only accessible behind $50,000 paywalls, because the type of freedom that we're talking about is really something that everyone should be able to have access to. You deserve to make decisions on your life that serve you regardless of what anybody else thinks. And having money, having time, and being able to go wherever you want to go is the type of freedom we're talking about. So when you see a $10,000 credit card, a $10,000 loan, a $20,000 opportunity, right? Now you're going to think back and say, what would Ellie do? Get the bag, split the bag, flip the bag. I want you guys to comment commit in the chat if you can commit 6 days to implementing these strategies and getting results. Comment commit in the chat. Because one thing that is important, before you get to the end of this year, you need to see some results. You have been working on your business. You have been working to change your life. You have been working to just make additional money, right? To improve your situation. It's time for some results. You don't need another 6 months. You don't need another 6 weeks. I'm asking you to commit to yourself. I'm there to teach you, but I'm asking you to commit to yourself 6 days to implement and get to work as a part of this summit. 6 days, that's all I'm asking you for. I'm coming to give you guys my best and show you, with you, what you're going to do. If we can go over this strategy in the last 53 minutes, in these 6 days that we spend together in the summit, this is where you're actually going to implement. This is where we get to work. Now, I want you guys to understand some bonuses I'm going to give you guys right now when you sign up for the summit. Day 1 of the summit is September 15th. So you have time to get your babysitter locked in, tell hubby, hey, September 15th, we have something to do. Okay, get it on the calendar. Until day 1, I'm giving you my Airbnb course as a bonus. I want you to start studying it, review how to start your Airbnb domestically and internationally. Both of those courses are in there as a bonus. This is a great passive income stream for you all who want to get into real estate. You are also going to get my passive income course as a bonus. There are 30 different passive income streams in there with a breakdown of how to start each of them. You are also going to get my car rental contracts for how you're going to start negotiating with brokers. You're going to get vending machine contracts if that's the passive income stream that you should decide to do. And you're also going to get my done for you digital product bundle. So if you want to start selling digital products, but you don't have the time or confidence to make the products on your own, I've already done it for you and you have full resale rights. So you got some work to do, honey. I want you to get in there and start taking advantage of these bonuses right now. Okay, comment ready in the chat if you're ready. Comment ready in the chat if you're ready, because this is the last 6-day financial freedom summit that we'll have for this year. And I might not even bring it back next year because I got some other things that I want to do with y'all. Okay, so I just want to show you all the website and how you're going to secure your seat. Now, when you're on my page, you're just going to click the Elevated Academy link in the bio, and let's walk through what all you are getting in the summit. So again, day 1 is September 15th. Mark your calendar. Our results speak for themselves. We have graduates upon graduates upon graduates from this program, and you are getting all these bonuses. So every day, boom, starting on day 1, making money abroad with passive income. Day 2, business growth and strategy. Then we're jumping into making money online with digital products, doing the work, implementing, getting results in class. Day 3, all about trust fund babies. Day 4, investing, how you're going to invest, borrow against your investments, grow your portfolio. And of course, taxes, how you're going to save this money. Now you have 2 ways to join to get instant access, all right? Because I want you guys to win, you can join right now in full using Affirm, Klarna, or Afterpay. You can also split your payment. Comment flex in the chat if you want to flex. If you flex, you will still get immediate access to all the bonuses I just shared. You only are investing $222 now and then $222 next month. So pay in full now with Affirm, Klarna, or Afterpay, or flex it and pay the rest next month. In either case, you're getting immediate access to these bonuses. Let me just run this back. 6 days of live coaching. This is not another course, because I don't trust y'all to go watch the recorded courses. No, we're live on Zoom. I'm going to be looking at your face in the camera. I want to see your notebooks in front of you. You're doing the work for these 6 days. You're getting the Airbnb bonus, passive income course bonus, car rental contracts, vending contracts, and the digital product done for you bonus. Now there's also a whole bunch of other stuff in there, lenders list, investor list, ChatGPT prompts, a whole bunch of other stuff, but I want to highlight those core ones because you're going to be able to use those to start making money immediately. Airbnb, passive income, vending contracts, car rental contracts, and the done for you digital product bundle. 6 days, all those bonuses, $397, or flex it for $222. Let's go. Okay, let me show y'all how to get your seats. And then, oh wait, it looks like, okay, shout out to you. Sharon, you already just got your seat right now. All right, I want you guys to go do this right now before I get off of live. Head to my bio, click this link, join the Financial Freedom Summit, day 1, click save my spot, pay in full, or flex it. Either way, I'm giving you instant access to all of those bonuses I shared. Pay in full or flex it. Pay in full or flex it. But either way, you're getting instant access. So if you are someone who struggles with getting started on things, if you are someone who struggles with procrastinating, if you are someone who says you're going to do something, but then you talk yourself out of it because you're afraid, I totally relate. That's why I'm giving you instant access to these things. I don't want you to have to wait until September to start figuring out how to do Airbnb. I don't want you to have to wait until September to understand what types of contracts you're gonna need if you decide to start renting out your car. I'm giving you access to it now so that you can start believing in yourself now. You can get started now. And with the digital products, all you have to do is go in there, add your information, change the colors if you want. You can start making money now, okay? I created a whole bunch of digital products in about 10 different niches. So if you work in beauty, if you're a coach, if you're a fitness person, if you are a realtor, all these different niches, there is a digital product in there for you to start selling now. And you keep 100% of the profits now. Okay? Oh, shout out to you. All right. So I'm going to show you guys one more time. On my page, link in my bio, join the summit, click save my spot, and then boom, you are able to use Affirm and Klarna here or flex it here and then get immediate access. Ooh, I'm so excited. Now, let me just give you guys a second to do that because I know I'll keep saying something and I don't want you to miss it. So go grab it, come right back, and let's close out with a few more details, okay? Yes, remember these cars that you are manifesting. Remember these assets that you are manifesting. And you know, I feel like I'm really excited about this. This is the second time doing the summit this year. And the reason I'm bringing it back is because our motto from the beginning of the year, if you were here in my live on like the second day of January, I told you guys it's all gas, no brakes. This year is all gas, no brakes. Okay. And so I'm like, I have to bring this back because yes, I just had a baby, but I'm still in this mode of all gas, no brakes. I'm still wanting to win and achieve my goals. I still want to go after everything that God has laid out in front of me. So I have to also make sure that I empower you all to do the same. The same way I'm chasing my goals, the same way I'm chasing these opportunities, the same way I'm applying these passive income strategies, I am literally holding your hand and taking you with me. I rent out my car, so I'm teaching you how to do it too. I was doing vending machines, so I'm teaching you how to do it too. I made money with Airbnb, so I'm teaching you how to do it too. I have real estate, so I'm teaching you how to get it too. That's the thing. If I win, you win. If you win, I win. If we win, you know what I'm saying? We all win. So that is why you need to be in the summit, because you don't have to keep doing it alone. It is not going to take you 6 months. It should not take you 6 weeks. I want you to commit 6 days. 6 days to yourself to do this work, to implement, to get these results. All right. So I'm going to show y'all one more time how to get this because the baby is squirming. So when you're on my Instagram page, click on the link, join the summit, and then 2 steps, you're just going to click save my spot, pay in full with Affirm or Klarna, or split your payment. Either way, you're getting immediate access to everything. Yes, I'm so glad you guys are here. If you're new here, this is your first time seeing me live, welcome. I love to come on here and just give you guys valuable information because that's what matters. I want you to see that it's possible. And I'm never afraid to give information because I always have more information to give. The people who are afraid of giving too much free game don't have enough game to give. And that's on period. You can't be afraid of giving free game if your game is limitless. I have so much I can teach y'all. I would never be afraid to give too much away. Period. All right, so secure your seats. And if you are in here and you're still working on it, but you want access to the same price and all the bonuses, DM me the word freedom. Okay, DM me the word freedom. I'll be in my DMs with my team to still help you get situated, keep access to all these instant bonuses, and of course, keep the price the same for you guys before it does go up. All right. Now, if you have extra questions, drop them in my stories. I'll be back on here tomorrow. Okay. Hopefully if the baby is asleep again around this time, I'll be back on here tomorrow so we can dive into some more strategies. But secure your seat to the summit. I cannot wait to see you guys on day 1. DM me the word freedom and we'll get you locked in with your access to the bonus.